This reusable water bottle is beautiful on the outside, but it's the inside that really counts. The bottle is durable enough to use again and again, and the water inside never tastes yucky. So how do they make a bottle that can last for a decade or more and still deliver that fresh taste? Surprisingly, the sleek bottles start out as plain, flat aluminium discs, about the size of an ice hockey puck. The discs are made of aluminium that's never been processed before. It's both lightweight and strong, while still being soft enough to be punched and stretched by a hydraulic press into bottles. One by one, the discs drop into the press, where a high-strength steel ram uses 590 tons of force to deliver a punch that hits each disc like the left hook of a prize fighter. The powerful blow forces the disc to stretch up and around the ram into the rough shape of a bottle. And this machine works fast. It takes less than a second for each disc to grow from 12 millimeters thick to a little over 170 millimeters tall. We asked them to stop the machine so you could get a better look at how it works. The discs drop into that shallow metal cup inside the machine. When the ram hits, the disc is squashed between the cup and the end of the ram. Because there's nowhere else to go, the aluminium is forced to stretch itself up around the ram. The bottles come out of the press with an edge that's too jagged to press against your lips. So they get a little shove into a circular cutter. Here, a spinning blade inside the cutter shaves down the bottles by around 6 millimeters to remove the jagged metal. Once the edge is smooth and clean, another press shapes the neck on the top of the bottle so it's easier to sip and grip. It takes 26 different dies mounted on springs to shape and form the neck. It takes so many dies because if the neck were formed all at once, the force of the machine would crush the aluminium. With multiple dies doing the work, each one can gently push the bottleneck in, a 400th of a centimeter at a time until it's just right. The last die widens the mouth of the bottle. The extra space makes room for a plastic insert with grooves that will go inside the bottle to hold the twist-on cap. After a quick wash and dry, the fully formed bottles travel off to a spraying machine. Here, their insides are coated with a non-toxic polymer liner to keep your water tasting fresh. The liner prevents chemical reactions between the aluminium bottle and the drink inside that can leave a nasty taste. The spider-like spraying machine is equipped with 4 nozzles that twist and turn to apply the liner as the bottles rotate by. The first 2 nozzles squirt a base coat of polymer into the bottles 2 at a time. The machine resets so the second set of nozzles can spray in a second coat. Once the coating is sprayed on, the bottles line up for a quick ride through an oven to bake on the polymer liner at 193 degrees. The bottles come out of the oven finished on the inside, but they're not finished yet as they still need the signature artwork on the outside. To start, every bottle gets a coat of copper-coloured, electrically charged paint. This type of paint is also used to protect patio furniture, vehicle bodies, and even architectural steel. The electric charge in the paint makes it stick to the aluminium like a magnet. Once the paint is baked on, the tight bond between the paint particles and the aluminium creates a rust-proof shell. This is why this type of water bottle can last a decade or more without rusting or cracking. The bottles head straight from the sprayers into the oven to bake on the paint at 180 degrees. In addition to bonding the paint to the aluminium, the heat activates the copper colour. The bottles come out of the oven shimmering, almost as if they were made of pure gold. To dress up the bottles even more, they get a two-colour design that goes on one colour at a time. First, a silkscreen machine, like the kind used to print T-shirts, paints a cream-coloured flower on each bottle. The machine has two squeegees. The first one spreads the printing ink across the screen. And the second is used to push the ink through the screen and onto the bottle. After the ink goes on, it gets a blow-dry to set the design. When the flower is dry, the bottles move to a second silkscreen machine. Here, a more intricate blue floral design is added over the cream flower. The bottles take a spin under a camera that checks each design to make sure it's done correctly. If the bottle passes, a worker uses a spinning turntable to screw on the cap. And if you can manage not to lose it, this is one water bottle you can keep with you for years to come.